because that's about putting citizens over tourists.
Thank you, Mayor Brilliant.
Candidates, last summer, a report found that you need to make $80,000 a year to live comfortably in Nashville, but our median household income is just under $50,000 a year. More and more people, including Metro teachers, firefighters, police officers, can no longer afford to live in the city in which they work. How will you try to fix that? Mayor Briley.
So I announced just a few weeks ago an unprecedented, nationally acclaimed plan to build more affordable housing in the city of Nashville. It's called Under One Roof 2029. I'd encourage you to go to underoneroof2029.com and check it out. It's going to build more than 10,000 new units here in our community. It's going to have units that are suitable for folks who are currently living in public housing. It's going to have workforce units, and it's going to have market rate units. Additionally, on top of that, I'm working to make sure that we increase folks' wages. I announced a program called Nashville Grad that's going to help our high school graduates get through Nashville State Community College more quickly because only about 10% are getting through in 3 years. We've got to raise wages, and we have to focus on housing. That's the kind of change that I have been focused on as mayor. Day one, I started focusing on the change that was going to make Nashville a stronger place for everybody who lives here.
Representative Clements.
It's inexcusable that in Nashville, Tennessee, that two teachers living in the same household can't afford to live comfortably. Now, we must address affordability holistically, focusing on all the key factors. Increasing wages and recruiting better jobs, addressing poverty, addressing access to public transportation, and addressing the serious affordable housing crisis in our city. Now, I take great issue with the current mayor who stood downtown and said there is not an affordable housing crisis. Too many people across this entire city are being displaced, and I plan to address it in 3 ways. First, I want to create a dedicated revenue stream for the Barnes Fund for Affordable Housing, seeking to put at least $50 million in it per year by the next 5 years. Next, create income source protections for those using Section 8 vouchers so they have free and equal access to rental units. And next, create a land bank so that we can put public property that is deemed surplus into the land bank in a transparent process with priority given to the development of affordable housing.
Dr. Swain.
My plan for housing is called blue-collar housing because it focuses on the population that's earning $50,000 or less, which is probably the median income for Nashville. And my vision is to work using the estimated 2,000 parcels of city-owned land, making some of that land available to contractors and developers who would build homes on city-owned land. And I'm told that that would get the cost of a house down to between $150,000 to between $200,000 and $150,000. And we can use new modular technology, the prefabs, and there are other creative ways that we can provide housing for people who work here so that people who work in this city can afford to live here.
Councilman Cooper.
Well, thank you. Well, I want to put my experience as a business person, as a developer, as somebody that has worked in real estate with large projects to work for the city. Because we're going to have business judgment to make it work. These are large investments. Land use is always a complicated part of making any big project work, and we need a large implementation of affordable housing stock across the county. Now, in this current proposal, which was kind of a one-page press release that came out after a year, if you look at it closely, it's $350 million, all of our affordable housing money headed to MDHA, and 1,000 new additional units is supposed to be the yield. Well, that's $350,000 a unit. Is that the right return on investment that we're going to need if we're really going to address affordable housing? I think myself and every other affordable housing participant has the same concerns.